The government and the British Medical Association are both dug in, and both sides have their own favourite statistics to bolster their arguments. Now, much of this is contested, but let's start with the pay. The average salary of a consultant is just short of £128,000. That means they're some of the highest publicly paid strikers in recent history. Now, that sum is a combination of basic pay, £97,000, which is what the BMA likes to talk about more, and non-basic at nearly £30,000. And that covered things like overtime and medical award bonuses. Now, the government prefers to talk about the big total figure. After all, it's nearly 4 times the average salary in the UK. But the BMA says that in real terms, doctors' salaries have fallen 35% since 2009. Now, we don't think that is quite right. They're using an outdated method of calculating inflation called the Retail Price Index. The Office for National Statistics, the ONS, doesn't recommend using that. When we're talking about inflation on Sky, for instance, we use consumer price inflation. CPI, that's what we have here. And if we plug it in, well, the drop isn't 35%, but around 15% since 2010. Now, that is still a hefty enough fall. Look how far behind it is behind average public sector pay and average private sector pay at the top over there. And we can take another number, the government's offer of 6%, which might sound generous, but have a look at the end proportion of this line just here. This is what the government's offer would mean. A real-term pay increase, but only around 1% and still a long way off where we were back in 2010. We've also plotted different professions in the UK by earning power. The more you get paid, the further on the right you go. And specialist medical practitioners, which is an ONS definition, including consultants, but others too, they're the highest earners. They're ahead of barristers and judges here, architects and the clergy, all the way back over there. So medical specialists are top of the professional table at home. But abroad, well, we can look at that too. This shows the OECD comparison of medical specialists. Now, the definitions here do vary by country, but it's still a useful proxy. And the UK here is below South Korea, Germany and Ireland, but it's higher than France and Norway. Basically, it's in the top third of OECD countries. So we've got a lot of conflicting data. The government is right that doctors are well paid, but doctors are right that they've been getting paid less. And that's why the two sides are so far apart, and for now, why they don't look like moving closer.